Hello, students. A very warm welcome. I'm Ritesh, and I'll be teaching you the light, a topic of class 8th. I have prepared this lesson by keeping in mind that you have some sort of previous knowledge like mirror, speed, distance and directions, and some ideas of basic colors. This lesson is also designed with the NCRT book as a reference. Considering all these, I'm going to start this lesson. So let's begin. First, a question arises in our mind that what makes things visible? हम किसी भी चीज़ को कैसे देख पाते हैं? क्या हमारी आंखें होती हैं? सिर्फ आंख से हम सारी चीज़ों को देख पाएंगे? No. Our eyes alone cannot see any object. It requires some light. It is only when light from an object enters our eyes, then only we can see the object. जब किसी ऑब्जेक्ट से या तो लाइट एमिट हो या फिर वो लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट करे, अगर ऐसा होता है और उससे लाइट या एमिट होकर या रिफ्लेक्ट होकर के हमारी आंखों तक पहुंचता है, तभी हम उस ऑब्जेक्ट को देख पाते हैं. सी, द लाइट शुड इधर बी emitted or be reflected from any object so that we can see that object. ठीक है. और एमिट तब होगा जब वो ऑब्जेक्ट एक लुमिनस होगा. लुमिनस. So luminous objects are those objects which emit light on their own, and the objects or the substance which do not emit their light are called non-luminous. So how do we able to see the non-luminous object? Yes, obviously we can see the objects which are non-luminous by reflection. They reflect light of some luminous object. So non-luminous objects are seen with the help of reflection of light. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now you can better understand this concept with the help of this figure. We have a source of light, say sun, and when light falls on this object which we want to try to see, ठीक है, जब लाइट इस पे फॉल करेगा ऐसे और इसे रिफ्लेक्ट होकर के हमारी आंखों तक पहुंचेगा लाइट, तभी हम इस ऑब्जेक्ट को देख पाएंगे. ओके, so we see things because they reflect light into our eyes, or we can say all objects we see either create light or reflect light. Okay, now let's discuss some important properties of light. The properties of light. The first property is light always travels in a straight line, like this. Let us consider that we have a light source, this one. So if light is emitted from this source, it goes absolutely straight like this. So we can say light travels in a straight line. The second and most important property of light is light travels much faster than sound, and the consequence we can see during lightning and thundering. जब लाइटनिंग एंड थंडरिंग होती है तो हम क्या देखते हैं? पहले हम पहले लाइट को देख पाते हैं, उसके बाद थंडरिंग का साउंड सुनते हैं. सो लेट्स समराइज व्हाट हैव वी लर्न टिल हियर. Light travels in a straight line and is a form of energy. Light travels much faster than the sound. We see things because they reflect light into our eyes. They are called non-luminous objects. Shadows are formed when light is blocked by an object. Now we have laws of reflection in this chapter. So, first, let us understand what is reflection. Reflection: when light or anything get bounced back after falling on a surface, we say that the thing is reflected. For example, if there is a surface, this one, say a mirror, and a light, if falls like this on the surface, it will get reflected. So there are some laws. So let's understand what are they. First, for your better experience, for your better understanding, we have a mirror, this one, and when light uh, falls on the surface, this is the normal. When light falls on the surface at the normal, get reflected. So this one is called an incident ray, and after reflection, the ray we get is called reflected ray. The angle between normal and incident ray is called angle of incidence, and similarly, the angle between normal and reflected ray is called angle of reflection. Now we have laws. So first law is angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. Second law states that the incident ray, it means this one, normal, this is, and the reflected ray, all lies on the same plane. This shows the first law of reflection. Angle of incidence and angle of reflection are the same. Next, reflection can be regular or diffuse. If we have shiny smooth surface, then we'll get regular reflection. Like let we have a shiny surface like mirror. So when light fall on the surface, will get reflected in this way. This is called regular reflection. Now, if there are a rough and dull surface like this, then reflection also occurs at that point also. But there is a quite difference between these two. If light falls like this on the surface, get reflected in this way. Another ray of light will fall at this curve, but it will reflected in this way. Similarly, it goes on. Such reflections are called diffuse reflection. Now, what we have learned in reflection, let's have a review. Two types of reflection are there: regular and diffuse. Angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. The incident ray normal and the point of incidence and the reflected ray all lie at the same plane. This is called the second law of reflection. This is the second law of reflection, and this one is the first law of reflection. Next, the reflection from a smooth surface like mirror is called regular reflection, and a rough and dull surface have a diffuse reflection. Now, let's understand the concept of color. How many colors are there and how do we see the colors? So if there are any white light, so it is not only white, it is not only a single color, it is a mixture of 7 colors. एक white light मिक्सचर होता है 7 कलर्स का, और ये 7 कलर्स वही होते हैं जो हम एक रेनबो में देखते हैं, ठीक है। एंड वी कैन डिमोन्स्ट्रेट दिस बाय स्प्लिटिंग वाइट लाइट विथ अ प्रिज्म। दिस इज द प्रिज्म एंड द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ प्रिज्म को हम लोग आगे में अच्छे से डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे नेक्स्ट क्लास में। दिस इज हाउ रेनबो आर फॉर्म्ड। रेनबो जब फॉर्म होता है तो वहाँ भी एक प्रिज्म, एक जो रेन ड्रॉप्स होते हैं वहाँ पे, क्योंकि रेनबो तब फॉर्म होता है जब बारिश होती है, और बारिश के बाद एटमॉस्फेयर में बारिश के कुछ पार्टिकल्स, वाटर ड्रॉपलेट्स एटमॉस्फेयर में सस्पेंडेड होते हैं एंड दे बिहेव्स लाइक अ प्रिज्म। एंड ऐसा एक फेवरेबल कंडीशन बनता है कि लाइट वाटर ड्रॉपलेट से होकर के ऐसा प्रिज्म टाइप का बिहेव करता है ड्रॉपलेट, और हम एक वाइट लाइट का डिफ्रैक्टेड कलर यानी कि 7 कलर्स देख पाते हैं। नाउ व्हाट कलर्स द रेनबो हैव? रेनबो हैव 7 कलर्स, वी ऑल नो, एंड व्हाट आर दे? लेट्स सी। फर्स्ट इज रेड, देन ऑरेंज, येलो, green, blue, indigo, and violet. In short, we say these colors Vibgyor, Vibgyor. They are nothing but the first letter of every object. Sorry, every words. We see the rainbow like this. Now, let's understand what do we get after adding two or more than two colors. First, let me tell you that there are three primary colors, and they are red, blue, and green. They are red, blue, and green. These are the three primary colors. So when red and blue, these colors will meet, they will make a magenta color. And when the color of blue and green will mix, will get a cyan or light blue color. Similarly, if we add the red and green, we get a yellow color. Afterwards, if we add all three basic colors, then we'll get again a white color. Okay, now we have to understand how do we see the color of an object. हम किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट के कलर को क्यों देखते हैं? जैसे कि अगर कोई चीज़ रेड कलर का है तो हम उसका रेड कलर को क्यों देखते हैं? क्योंकि वो ऑब्जेक्ट वाइट लाइट में सिर्फ रेड कलर को ही रिफ्लेक्ट कर पा रहा है, बाकी सारे को नहीं कर पा रहा। फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ़ वी हैव अ रेड बुक लाइक दिस, इस पे अगर 7 कलर्स, एक वाइट कलर फॉल करता है जिसमें 7 कलर्स होते हैं, तो सिर्फ उसका ये रेड कलर को रिफ्लेक्ट करता है और हम सिर्फ रेड कलर ही देख पाते हैं। इसको अच्छे समझते हैं इस फिगर से। वी हैव अ टी शर्ट एंड अ शॉर्ट, एंड इफ red, only red light fall on it, fall on this system, red t-shirt and the shorts, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग क्या देख सकते हैं कि सिर्फ शर्ट हमें रेड दिख रहा है, बाकी जो शॉर्ट है it will look black. Why? Because the emitting light, the light which is falling on this system has not a blue color, so blue will look like black. Okay, similarly, if a blue color will fall in this system, the object are same, t-shirt and red t-shirt and blue pant, blue short. So after reflection, the shirt will look black and the short, which is blue color, is look blue itself, and shirt will look black. Why? Because the falling light have no blue, not red colors. Okay, so this is the lesson prepared by me, Ritesh Kumar. I hope you like this session. Thank you all.